My name is Peter Kojsza. I'm from Hungary and I came to Penrhys for a year to work as a Time for God volunteer. I still remember the very first day when I arrived. The minister and I were standing next to St. Mary's statue and I asked, "So, is Penrhys there in the distance, at the bottom of the hill?" "No," she said, "Penrhys is here," directing me with her hand to show me a small village on the top of a hill. I was surprised how small the village was, and I came to realize that I was going to have a very exciting year. It was quite challenging for me to come to terms with British customs. People were driving on the wrong side of the road, they had separated their hot and cold water taps, and most of all, I found it really annoying that there were 3 hot plugs. People were mad about drinking tea and coffee, and everywhere I went, people would ask, "Would you like a cup of tea, darling?" There were people with tattoos and beer bellies, speaking with a strange accent, eating cats. I thought that I had come to live in a crazy country. Slowly but surely, I started to put these things behind me, and I began concentrating on my work, which I was called to do. My work included working in a church cafe, homework club, teaching music to children, working at the local primary, and playing piano for church services in the chapel. The more involved that I got in the life of the community, the more I realized that all that which is different isn't necessarily a bad thing. I was beginning to appreciate people's differences as I learned more about their backgrounds. Cultural differences began to dissolve into thin air as the weeks moved on. I realized that the differences, whether cultural or not, are parts of my experience, and I can learn a lot from them. Although I was actively involved in a church, there were many opportunities for me to take part in other activities that were taking place in the community. I was fortunate enough to be a part of Penrhys' very own radio station for a month. Although the radio was temporary, it was a great way of bringing the community together. While on Penrhys, I was able to fulfill one of my dreams, which is to record my own songs and put them on a CD. This was done at the Penrhys Art Center, which has its own recording studio, and I really appreciate all the help that I received during the recording sessions. I ask myself, what have I learned during my year on Penrhys? Well, I have learned that there's a difference between being Welsh and being English, and now I know how to make the perfect cup of tea. I know what did it mean to be a Welsh miner, and I know more about movies and music than I ever did before. Moreover, I have become a top-class chef, which I thought was impossible. More importantly, Penrhys has helped me to learn more about God and community. I'm able to accept people's differences and live alongside them. Being away from home, I have become more appreciative of my culture and my country, and I have had many opportunities to share it with other people. When I arrived on Penrhys, I planted seeds to represent my year. In the beginning, it needed watering and looking after, but it didn't grow. Then I found this poem. We plant seeds that one day will grow. We water seeds already planted, knowing that they hold promise. We lay foundations that will need further development. We provide yeast that produces effect far beyond our capabilities. We cannot do everything, and there is a sense of liberation in realizing that. This enables us to do it very well. It may be incomplete, but it is a beginning, a step along the way, an opportunity for God's grace to enter and do the rest. I realized that there was a connection between me and the plant. As I began to grow and accept my new life, the branches started to grow and flowers began to flourish. I had allowed God's light to shine on me, which has helped me to grow and accept my new challenge in life. Because without light and without nurturing, how can a plant grow?